Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Quaddie Poddy. You've got Cashy and Nicko both back in the studio, mate. How the hell are you?
I'm good, mate. It's good to have you back. I must say, it's hard to just ramble on by yourself.
It is.
For a good 25 minutes when there's no one here to kind of chat to. It was by myself, and shout out to the couple people that got some of the bloopers in there.
The unedited edition.
But yeah, it's good to have you back, man. How was your trip?
It was good, mate. It was good. I got a bit stir crazy towards the end of it. I'm not a real relaxing guy. I like to say I'm not a vacationer. I'm a traveler. I like to do things, but it was nice to lay out on a beach, lay out on a hammock, and do some kayaking, some snorkeling, drink my weight in rum and cokes, and eat my weight in prawns and lobster. But yeah, I'm glad to be back in the thick of things.
Yeah, for sure, mate. Sounds good. But yeah, pretty much last week I took us through. Our numbers didn't seem to love me.
Yeah. There's a little drop off, but I think it was because it was a non-traditional sort of pod.
Yeah, it was also a shorter pod. Who knows? But we all know they're here for you, Cash. We do know that. But yeah, 4 winners last weekend. It was a tough day in the end.
Yeah, it was a tough day, but then back half of the day we came home strong. 4 winners in the back half plus the Quaddie, $6,000 Quaddie.
The Quaddie was real nice, which I'm happy with. It was the only day that we didn't get on the Poddy because it was my prelim final, and then She's a Sort.
Yeah, I was too busy driving out to Hawkesbury.
Was running, so Cash did that, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But yeah, Angel Capital won, Headwall won nicely for you, Pericles won nicely, and Barraquil in the Moya was the only one I tipped, but it was probably the most important one that needed to be tipped for me. So
100%.
Pretty happy with Barraquil's run. Looked pretty dominant at Moonee Valley and seems to be a pretty serious horse.
Yeah, look, he's the same horse he was 12 months ago. My whole question first up was, is he the same horse? That's why I'm not betting on him. And then he proved he was the same horse. But I was still maybe looking at some value. I got that completely wrong. I'll be the first to put my hand up. La Dorada ran terribly. And Barraquil puts its hand up for, why can't I be in the Everest? Who knows if they'll actually go that way? You find these sprinters these days just decide to stay in Melbourne instead of going to the Everest. Might go the old Imperatriz route. But who knows? At least we know now that is a very decent sprinter, probably, top of the B grade in this country, teetering on A grade come later than this spring, depending on wherever it goes. If it comes to Sydney and decides to match it with the best, we'll see. Or if it, stays in Melbourne during Everest season when all the rest of the sprinters migrate up north. But yeah, should we just unpack the weekend that was with She's a Sort?
Yeah, She's a Sort. Obviously, if you didn't see, she was running her maiden race, her debut race, and she ran very, very nicely. We were very, very happy to see. She finished in a photo and finished up second, unfortunately, literally the tiniest of margins. But honestly, we were just on the phone then with our syndicator, Jason from Monarch, who is an absolute legend. And he pretty much said, if you don't get a win, that is the 100% the next best thing.
Oh, it is. And that's what we were saying there. It was me and a couple of our other owners in the horse. And it was nice to hear when they asked, how did you find out about Monarch? They said that their son had found out about it through our podcast. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And I knew exactly who it was. Shout out Lockie Howard. You'll be listening. But yeah, we got to the track. She's just this big, beautiful, strong girl. And I kept saying, you know what, I reckon she's going to jump. She's going to lead. She's going to win. Just false confidence. And they kept reminding me, all we want is her just to show something. Wins obviously a bonus, but we just wanted to show something. And boy, did she. We went nuts. You would have seen the videos on social media. We went nuts thinking we'd won that race. On the TV, it looks like we've won by half a head. We're going nuts in the stands. But Hawkesbury did us again. The Hawkesbury track and the TV angle absolutely sucks. You always got to wait for the photo to come out. But we still thought, no, we're ahead. Surely the TV angle isn't that, tricky. But unfortunately, we lost by an absolute bee's dick. But yeah, what a thrill. What a thrill. And that's not even my horse. My horse is the boy. I've got October Star. You're with She's a Sort, but unfortunately you were deep in a football prelim that didn't quite go your way in the end.
No, not too good in the end. We lost our prelim, unfortunately, but it was a good season in the end. We were 0-6 to start the year, and we finished in 3rd place, so can't complain, I don't think. On to next year.
But yeah, like she's just like, we all came off of that in the owners' room going, wow. Like if she didn't win, like that is legitimately the next best option. Like losing by a narrow margin, getting the thrill of thinking you've won, but then like, you know, it's only a maiden, so it's only the beginning. If that was like, you know, a $3 million sprint, maybe we'd be a bit more heartbroken. But all we could just think was, wow, if she's doing this at her very first start off of, you know, only a couple trials in her career, what's she going to be when she comes in next prep? What's she going to be the prep after and the prep after that? So we've put her away now for a couple of months, and she'll be back in the summertime. And I think she's just going to blow the next field that she gets in front of.
Yeah, the horse that beat us, Fierce, I was looking up. I didn't know what it was called. Very, very good things have been come out about that horse as well. So they've got higher ups on that, which is awesome, which just, again, makes She's a Sort look even better for us.
And can I just mention, we bought our horse. It was a $40,000 purchase, I believe, at the English sales. Fierce, Magic Millions bought $600,000 they paid for it. Like, I mean, if that doesn't tell you that you don't always have to go for the rich horse, I don't know what does. Like, obviously, yes, it did beat us, but like, we're challenging it and we've beaten horses that were 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. We almost beat a $600,000 horse. I think there's going to be a lot of rich breeders that have sold their horses to owners that are going to end up coming 2nd and 3rd to the cheapie She's a Sort. Like, I reckon Jace has just found a good one here, and like, we're all very excited about it. Like, Richie, our trainer, shout out to you, mate. Like, he just looked at us all and went, yeah, wow, got a good horse here. We're going to have some fun. Like, we're going to win some races here, that's for sure. Like, we don't know if those races are going to be, you know, an Everest or if they're going to be a listed race or whatever they're going to be, but we're going to win some races. And I feel like that's all you can ask for as a horse owner, like just to get the thrill of the win. We've gotten the thrill of the almost win. And so now I can't wait to get the thrill of the actual victory. And I feel like there might even be a couple of like, you know, 2-3 length clear wins in our future, hopefully. And then that's just She's a Sort. We've got October Star, and we've also potentially got some other opportunities coming along to race with the Mock Sports and to race with Monarch. If you want to get involved, make sure to go to their website. It's in our show notes. You know, put down your expression of interest to be the first ones to find out when we go live with some opportunities that might be coming up. Keep an eye on our socials. They've got a couple of horses available at the moment that you can buy in right now. One based in New South Wales, one based in Queensland. So don't miss out. It's a hell of a ride to be on, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I just want to put it out there, we don't get anything if people go there and want to get into it. It's just more if you guys want to, we're going to be talking about these horses on our podcast that you guys are already listening to. You're going to get an even better rundown on the horses. If you want to get involved, it's something to look at for sure.
Yeah,
so
we're not getting.
We don't get anything out of it.
It's literally if you're here, we want to have fun with you guys.
If you guys want to get interested in horse ownership, then by all means, Monarch have helped us out perfectly with what we've done. And the video that we released yesterday looks awesome. Shout out to their social team that helped us out with that.
Yeah, so. Ava, Schmicko content there. We're going to have lots of content coming out with these horses. And, you know, the owners that are in our ones already, like some of them are followers. Some of them are texting me saying, like, can't wait to watch it race. Can't wait to get to the track with you guys. Like, we're trying to have fun with you guys. We're building the Monarch community. We're building the Mock community. And, like, if we can combine them, it's just, you know, just that much more fun.
Yeah. And I think the last thing to really touch on is that money situation there with the $40,000 purchase for She's a Sort just shows Jace knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
He's buying good stuff. Good one. So anyway, we'll move through. I'm ahead in the tip-off now.
Yeah, you're about 10 points clear now.
Which I'm pretty happy with. Early lead. Next week, we will have our punishment sorted.
Yes, I did say when I would be back from Fiji, we'd have it sorted, but then She's a Sort came along and distracted me for the whole weekend.
Yeah,
and, that's a happy
sort it
distraction.
out next week. Next week it'll be out, and we will we will sort it out and what it will be.
And also, Nick will be doing the Pilates or the CrossFit now that footy is over. Again, if any gyms out there are interested,
You know,
no one
do
is
I actually
fielding
know
our
something?
emails. What?
I got a message from one of my friends that whichever Pilates place that you texted,
Yeah.
he sent me a message and he's like, "Why did you guys try and like collaborate with the Pilates gym?" Someone's seen our thing
Oh,
from
really?
the Pilates gym and asked one of my schoolmates, why? Like, why? And I
Well,
was,
no one's answering the emails. The emails tell you why we want to do it. We want to get Nick punished for losing the tipping off.
yeah, but if we'll sort something out in the next probably month or two in the way that kind of looks, but yeah, if anyone's a Pilates instructor that knows what to do, otherwise, yeah, CrossFit in the morning, I guess. I don't know.
We'll figure it out, guys. We are figuring it out. Like, we don't want to just walk into a random Pilates class and set up a camera. There's going to be a lot of people going, "What the heck is going on?" We'll get kicked
Not
out.
in this day and age, mate.
Like,
no,
that's
no,
what a
I'm
lot
not
of people
getting
are saying.
cancelled.
Just walk in and set up a camera. Like, I don't think people realize is we'll probably get marched straight out of the building if we don't have permission.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we will move through it. And obviously, we've got the Makvy Diva Stakes later to touch on. Lady Shenandoah, though, wowee. Everest is going to be an absolute cracker. There's certainly competition for Cashy Rising, or is there, though? Because Cashy Rising was even better on the weekend.
Yeah, we'll touch on the lady first up. Yeah, she looked good. She got stuck really bad, but she ran home awesome, and she was obviously the one to take out of that race. Couldn't be in more traffic.
I know. I copped a lot of flack for saying that. Like, I just think that it was too short for her, and Headwall still would have won. I watched the replay about 4 or 5 times. I will regress. If she gets out, she probably does win.
No, she
wins.
wins.
Not by the like 3-4 lengths that some people were trying to say. Like,
She
Headwall
wins.
covered more ground. Headwall came home, quicker in that last 100 meters that she got out. Like, Headwall wasn't slowing down. Like, Lady Shenandoah was not going to win by 4 lengths ease down, especially not over 1,000 meters. So don't tell me that. But she definitely, I think, does get past Headwall if she doesn't get held up.
I think she that's pretty clear.
But it just wasn't going to be the absolute slaughter that I think some people think. Headwall is still should get credit for that win because it was still a fantastic run by him. Oh,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Him.
Cashy Rising, as we spoke about earlier. Can anyone beat him?
I say no. I say it's Lady Shenandoah or a bust. I know the boys at Corinda won't like that. Private Harry probably, the clear 3rd seed. I think the Everest this year, the tail of the Everest is going to be very long. I think you've literally got Cashy, Daylight, Lady Shenandoah, small gap down there to Private Harry, then a small gap down to Jimmy Star. And I think everyone else is just like making up the numbers. And I think you're going to find a lot of B and C graders making up the numbers towards the end of it. Like, I feel like you'll have your Wodertons thrown in just because Coolmore needs someone to have a slot. You might get your Barracudas, you might get your Headwalls, you might get
Jolly Star might get another
Jolly
one.
Star's locked in.
Yep.
But like, again, is Jolly Star really,
we'll say this
Cashy Rising? No. Like, we saw that last year's Everest. Like, I don't know that there were reasons why she didn't run as good, but like, I feel like there's going to be the A grader, a couple more A graders, and then a lot of B and C graders at the tail.
What do you reckon Cashy will start?
On the World Pool, $1.10. Wait until the rich Hong Kong businessmen get a hold of her on the World Pool. In Australia, probably about $1.50. World Pool, mate, $1.10, 100%.
Fair enough.
All of those rich Hong Kong businessmen are going to drop millions on her. Oh, him, sorry. But, yeah.
Last thing, kind of touch on treasures at the moment. Bit of colic.
Yeah, so not racing this weekend as expected, so that's unfortunate. Does it derail her spring?
Probably not.
I would like to say probably not. You just got to wait and see next start.
Fair enough. We'll see. I'll probably still back her in next start, depending on who she comes up against. But at this stage, this might put her to not go against Via a couple of times.
Yeah, well, Via's been thrown up into the Makvy now that they didn't have to clash. So who knows what's going to happen now that they have the reshuffled spring plans. But yeah, I think, she'll probably bounce back from it.
Awesome. We'll get straight into the hotline, mate. Get us going.
All right, this comes from James P.
G'day, boys. Kiwi Connection here. What a great weekend of racing from across the ditch here and in Australia. Alabama Lass, oh so close in that Moya Stakes. Thought the Kiwis had done it. Same with She's a Sort, mate.
Hell yeah.
I think I made more noise about that than I did having a Group 1 winner at 30s later on at the card at Owsley. But a bit of a hypothetical here. If Treasure of the Moment wasn't pulled out of the Makybe and we had Treasure of the Moment versus Aliana, who are you boys putting your money on?
I say Aliana. I feel like you'll say Treasure.
Yeah. Not by much, but by enough. It's a good question.
I think you're going to see that clash later on this spring, so I feel like that question's going to be answered soon enough.
Yeah, which is fair.
The weekly listener, Stocks Bloodstock. Who's going to guess what this is about?
G'day, boys. George from Stocks Bloodstock here. Whiteson hopefully running this weekend in the Run of the Rose. Don't know who riding, probably Colette.
Yep, Colette.
Or Karen. Oh. And then
doesn't like Karen.
Yeah, probably be 3 wide the trip anyway. So as per usual with him. But
excuses
yeah, we
already.
move. Hopefully he can put on a good performance. I haven't obviously acceptance tonight yet, so I can't really make a claim or anything. But I think he'd be extremely hard to beat. Like I said, I think he's the best thrower in the country, and I think he'll win the Golden Rose and then back up in the Everest. Cheers, boys.
There's 2 things going on here. Number 1, he's held hostage right now. Number 2, 2 weeks ago, he called best 3-year-old in the country. Gonna win the Golden Rose this week. Yeah, I think it's the best 3-year-old in the country, and it's gonna win the Golden Rose and then go to the Everest. You okay, bro?
We love you, Stocks. Never stop calling in.
Never stop calling in.
We love you, man. But yeah, we'll see some words and chat later, and then we've got James Ford.
Here we go.
Who knows what this is going to be?
G'day, fellas. How you going?
40.
Checking up on my main man Cashy and how his holiday was. Had a bit of a scroll through his Instagram. Saw some great photos. Lots of long sleeve shirts. Plenty of sunscreen. Just didn't see that one photo where he got down on a knee. I thought that was going to happen this holiday, but maybe next holiday. Thanks, fellas. Happy tipping.
Thanks, 40. Thought that was going to be about me.
I'm 23 years old, 40. You know, I've still plenty of water to go on the bridge before I'm getting down on one knee. It was romantic enough without the proposal.
No comment. We get into listener questions. Sam Taylor, is Zephyr a fraud?
Who though? What Zephyr?
Zephyr.
I don't know. Am I going to look dumb not knowing that? Like I haven't heard.
I'm with you, mate.
Zephyr, King Zephyr, maybe? Are we talking about King Zephyr? Because like that ran on the weekend. Or yeah, I feel like surely that's who we're talking about. King Zephyr. I would think no. If it's King Zephyr, I say not yet. I feel like you've got to have another run under the bridge, but I feel like
it's got to be rated to be a fraud.
Yeah. I feel like that's not that amazing of a horse in the first place. So that's only if we're talking about that horse.
I think it would be. It's had 5 wins from 8 starts and not.
Yeah, but they're benchmark races. I feel like you can't put a benchmark horse on them.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not. Hey, bro. I'm not here arguing with you, buddy. Yeah. No. Next question. Is Kai from The Life of Daniel? Is Kai Ying Rising the best, most anticipated horse to travel to Australia for racing?
Probably.
Yep. Has Kai Ying Rising traveled before?
Gee, you're digging deep in my Hong Kong knowledge. I feel like if it's ever traveled, it would have just been to Japan.
Yeah, that's interesting to know, though. I think that's the only thing that can probably stop him.
Yeah, if it doesn't get here in one go, doesn't like to travel.
Yeah. And then Life Daniel asks, can Kai Ying Rising be beaten on genuine racing tactics, i.e. super high pressure team riding, etc.? Probably.
That's the only way I think it loses, if they somehow box it really tightly in.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think there's going to be somewhat of that.
For instance, like, Chris Waller's probably going to have 3 or maybe even 4 in the field if you think Jolly Star, Woderton, Lady Shenandoah all end up there with maybe someone else coming along the line, like Angel Capital was Spruik. That'd be 4 of them. If he just goes, yep, all of you surround it, and then break late and get one of you try and get over the line and win, maybe that's how they stop it. Who knows?
Josh Lawson, opinions on return to Conquer, ruled out of the spring but exciting horse.
Kiwi horse. I had a look earlier. I can't comment. I don't know anything about New Zealand racing. That's more for James P to comment on.
Yeah, James P. Come back with that next week. Lockie Howard, not a question, but the photo finish from She's a Sort is AI. Biggest robbery in sport history. Agreed.
100%. There needs to be an investigation, mate.
Ronick, 87.
Oh, God.
Top 3 horses that made you fall in love with horse racing.
That's a good question, though. That's better than last week's question. I would go,
Nature Strip.
Nature Strip for you.
Nature Strip. Ice Bath,
Yeah.
which
We've
is
touched
like,
on many times.
September Run.
Yes.
That's my good.
Yes.
That's a good 3.
That's great. I remember, wow, early days, September Run. We loved backing September Run.
What was that horse that I loved in the same silks as Treasure at the Moment? Oh, I forgot what it's called. Years ago.
Yeah.
I used to
Oh,
love running in the wet at like 40s, and it won for us once at
but like that,
40s.
so it would have been called Yulong something, because that was back when they always called them Yulong something.
I don't think it was.
Maybe it wasn't a Yulong horse.
Dark.
then.
It had dark green silks.
Oh.
You know exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
It
back
wasn't
it
a
every
it
start.
wasn't a Yulong horse,
No, it
but it
wasn't.
was dark green silks. It won a Group 1, didn't it? It won like the Metrop. Look through the Metrop winners. It started like in Kente or something, or
Yeah.
Incente.
Enton.
Yes,
Enton. Enton. It didn't win it. It
Um,
didn't win a Metro.
Oh, it didn't.
No.
Yeah, Anton.
That's a close 4th.
Yeah. I have to go Very Elegant. That was when I got hooked on racing, watching Very Elegant win that Chipping Norton Stakes. And just to show how little we knew about racing back then, you know, like the pins you get for like the Everest and Melbourne Cup. We're walking around, going to all the desks. Where's the Chipping Norton Stakes pin? Can we buy one? Like,
Remember we because your girlfriend's dad, he got us one of those pins,
yeah.
and it was from 2020 when no fans were allowed at the Everest, and we were walking around saying, "This is our second year." We were 18.
Yeah.
This is our second year here, and they're like, "No one was here last year."
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah, Very Elegant for me. Osmosis, obviously, and then, I mean, probably just
Fangirl.
like no Animo actually, Animo. That like Very Elegant like hooked me, and Animo solidified my love of racing when he won the George Ryder,
Yeah.
like by Bees over Fangirl that year. Like I was standing there and just everyone was going nuts, and I said, I had my cousin with me, and I said, "Look, mate, like." That is one of the best wins you're ever going to see live. Like, that is one of the best horses. You should remember where you were when you watched this horse. And, like, yeah, just Animo solidified. I fucking love this sport. Oh, here we go.
Stock in the chat. I'm not being held hostage, boys. Just sick low up Woderson. All right, our next question is related to this board here, Fraud Watch. I think everyone kind of knows where this is going. We can't have that up for too long, mate, because it does ruin the lighting.
I will say explanation needed, because a lot of people are trying to like come for us in the comments. Fraud Watch does not mean they are a fraud horse. It means they are on Fraud Watch. If they put in another couple of bad runs, then we cross them off. We put a line through them. They are a fraud. These are just the horses we've got a close eye on if they are frauds. We've got Gringotts on there after the poor run in the Winks. We've got Oak Hill after its poor run a couple of weeks ago. And then it ran decently enough, not to get off Fraud Watch, but not to have a line put through it in the Moya. But we've got a horse that needs to be put on.
Chell Wolf, which is one of the listeners. Kai Harper surely adding Chell Wolf to the board.
Come on now. Firmed into what, $1.60 and then didn't even run a place. Couldn't believe it.
And you know what? I said I wasn't going to do this.
Good. A lot of people were telling you last week, I remember.
Woderson is on the fraud. Oh, I got to put this in.
I'll hold it. Oh, jeez.
You're not even in. Woderson and Chell Wolf are on Fraud Watch. All right. If Woderson probably has to lose 2 more before you cross him off as a fraud. Oak Hill did no good on the weekend. Chell Wolf is very close to being crossed out. Gringotts hasn't had enough runs just yet. I'd say.
Yeah, Gringotts can make it up for it next start, that's for sure. What else have we got in the list of questions?
Alex Leo asks, where's the market for She's a Sort Group 1 win?
It's coming soon.
It's coming soon. Check out Dabble, and I reckon they'll have it.
Daily Dabble.
Corey Thompson, Apocalyptic is coming for everyone, and no one stands a chance.
He owns it. He owns like a whisker of it.
Oh, does
my
he?
racehorse horse. Good win though on the weekend.
Yeah,
I
he
will
said-
give credit where credit's due.
When are you going to listen to me preaching from the heavens about Apocalyptic? It had a nice win. So, yeah. Lucas Eastal, why is Chad still on the Wolf? Going to ask this again, sadly, after the weekend's shenanigans. Fair enough.
I'm starting to think it's less jockey, it's more horse.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't disagree. Josh Barrett, another statement. Woden will not be winning on the weekend. The thing is a fraud.
Well, there you go.
Nathan Burkett, if you could own one Group 1 winner horse, what would it be? She's a Sort. Surely we would want our horse to be. If we could have one.
That's already won a Group 1, then...
Well, it's...
Yeah, one of the Waller horses, surely. One of the 5 Waller girls.
Yeah. It's like it looks like a good question, but it's not.
Yeah.
Really, because like surely you just pick like Winks and just get the most money. But then it's like one that hasn't won a Group 1. Who hasn't won a Group 1? There's not many good horses that haven't won a Group 1.
I would say if I could own any horse right now, it'd be like versus Dana.
Yeah, fair. That's all the list of questions. It's probably longer than my whole pod last week, that little intro, but mate, let's get straight into the rundown. I'm ready to go.
Before we do that, I'll just remind you, if you're still listening, which I hope you are, because I know a lot of you come for the tips and not the banter beforehand, make sure to give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. You'd be surprised how much it helps us. We're trying to get to 100 5-star ratings on Spotify. We're trying to get to 55-star ratings on Apple Podcasts, and we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube this spring. We know we can get there with your help. Please, if you can just click that button, it actually helps us quite a bit. So please make sure you're helping us out. We'll scratch your back with good tips. You scratch our back with click and subscribe and follow. So the weather's going to be sunny on Saturday, and it's meant to be sunny on Friday around the Parramatta area, but it is bucketing down outside right now, as it has been all day. So, and there's potentially more rain to come tomorrow. Some say there's 15 mils, some say there's 5 mils, some say there's 1 mil, but there is meant to be some.
It's going to be soft track.
We'll definitely be anywhere from 5 to 7.
Yeah.
I doubt we get to heavy 8. I feel like heavy 8 is the max.
You get a bit of sun, I think.
I feel like heavy 8 only if we get like a lot of rain tomorrow. But the rail's out 6 meters, all circuit. So being up on pace is probably going to have a bit of an advantage, especially if you're a strong leader who can get through the wet. But I do think probably throughout the day they'll get off the fence, because that fence will get chopped off if we do get a quite soggy track. We'll start off with the midway, 1,200 meters. I'm just going to... We've been speaking about him. Let's back him in here. Richie Litt. Jambalaya. Form doesn't jump off the page, but I think he's been building to a win this prep, getting closer and closer to the finish with every start. Drops 5 kilos off his last start. Will get to dictate the pace of the race. Great odds to pull off an upset at $11 to win, $3.50 to place. Jambalaya each way for me.
I'm going Duck Egg Blue here.
Great name.
Yes, great name. 12th barrier, $11, $3.25. Can get it done on the soft track and can get it done first up. Looking nicely for the first. Move over to race number 2, Tab Highway, 1,400 meters. As always for me, pretty boring race. There's not too much that I really love, but I'm sticking with Dylan Gibbons, who rides a good roughie. He's won a couple of good roughies over the last couple of weeks, and it's going to be unreachable at $15 and $3.75. Had a good win last start at Rosehill at the same distance, so I'm hoping it can get done again. Let's have a go here.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Peninsula. Should settle amongst the midfield, be one of the strongest home, been putting together a nice prep, 2 wins on the bounce, gets them here. No reason why he can't make it 3 in a row and graduate from highway class. Likes the wet as well, $10 to win, $3.30 to place. I'll happily take him in the highway. Race 3, the 2,400 meter benchmark, 78. Nice open race here, but it makes me sound a bit silly that I'm going with the favourite. But Tazima managed a placing for me in the a couple of weeks ago. Travolta won that race, went to Randwick on the weekend, started at $1.70 and only got beat by changing of the guard, who did a bit of pride of it, Jenny, and led by a great margin, and just no one could run it down. Travolta was the only one that got close to it. They gapped the rest of the field. So the form reads well. Does his best work in the wet, does Tazima as well. Distance he should get. Happy to take $2.30.
I'm going with Juja Kibo here. $3.50 is your next in line for favorite. So forgiving his last run, but looked like it was really progressing nicely up to the 2,400 meters. Didn't race too badly behind the benchmark 78 field, but look, we'll forgive the last run. It looked to be running pretty well before that. So Juja Kibo for the third. As we move to the 1,800 meter race number 4, benchmark 88. Nikosi is your favorite. Bjorn Baker, Dylan Gibbons on board, but I'm gonna settle with Glad You Think So. $4.60, 2 wins on the trot. Should get it done again. Can get it done in the wet. Is looking to get 3 in a row here.
Lovely. 7s for me. Should have arguably won last start at the 1,500 meter mark, but was held up all the way to the 100 meter line. When it finally got out, closed very hard, like a Lady Shenandoah. Gets to drop a few kilos here, all the way down to 53 kilos. Will enjoy getting the soggy deck again. $5, great price to get off its last start. I think it's screaming out for this longer distance. It should run very, very well. As we move to race 5, the 1,100 meter benchmark 88. Great race here, mate.
Yeah.
Boston Rocks confirmed for the Kosciuszko for the Corinda boys. You got Romeo's Choice for Richie Litt. Kerguelen, World Alliance, Flying for Fun. They're all really strong chances here. I can't go past Kerguelen, though. I think he's better than this grade. Should sit just off them and fly past them in the straight. I will, however, kick myself if Romeo's Choice wins. Better than this field for sure. That's why he's got so much weight on his back. Jumps 6 kilos. It says 62 in the form guide, but the apprentice does get him down to 59, but still 6 kilos is a big jump to have. Don't know if that's going to be too much for him. I wouldn't be opposed to have a saver each way bet. Might even do a same race multi, both him and Kerguelen to finish top 4. Kerguelen's going to be my main bet. I think you'll see Romeo's Choice though as maybe one of my roughies of the day later though.
Fair enough. I'm going with Bonita Queen here. Bjorn Baker's nice mare running around at $9.50, so should look very nice. First up wasn't great, but on the softer track it should do a little bit better, I think. So good price for me to have as well.
Fair enough.
We'll move to race number 6 at the 1,400 meters. We have Autumn Boy as your $2.80 favorite. This is another good race to go through. Obviously, these guys are all 3-year-olds now, which is looking awesome. I'm going to go with Central Coast, another roughie. $20 and $4.30 for a place. First 2 runs came second and it came first. Looks to be better as a 3-year-old and get a bit older with it. Trialed pretty nicely at Rosehill before, so knows the track. Can get it done on the soft track as well. $20 is a good price.
Will note though that it ran today at Canterbury, so is likely to scratch. But I mean, you've seen crazy things. There've been a couple horses in the last few weeks back up.
Don't worry,
Wednesday.
I'm just going to choose a different horse then.
Fair
you
enough.
go through and I'll pick a different one. They won't run on Saturday if it ran today.
Autumn Boy.
How'd it go?
It got beat by bees.
There you go.
Hit the front and then the one on the inside kicked back and beat it by bees. Autumn Boy for me. Forget Woderson. This is the best 3-year-old in the country in my opinion. Blitzed them all up there in Queensland during the Winter Carnival there. Only bad thing is that J-Mac's not sticking with him here because J-Mac's down in Melbourne. But Collett rode it for a win in its, first start of its career. So Collett does know it well. I mean, trialed like an absolute, tank. Like, I know that you don't see that it's been winning trials because it hasn't, but it's just been well held and they're just trucking along, getting the runs up before he can come to the races here. And I like it. The Ming Dynasty is a race that usually produces some really nice 3-year-olds going through in the spring. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that Golden Mile won this race a few years ago, or maybe it was Aft Cabin. It was one of those Godolphin horses on the rise. And I think that Autumn Boy is going to win and win well here.
Fair enough. I'll settle with Flying Orchid in the end. $6.50, 2 wins on the trot in the wet track as well, so can get it done. Take us to race number 7, mate.
Mate, great race. Great race. You got your Jolly Star, recently confirmed as an Everest starter. You got Manal, you got Amina, Steffi Magnetica, Seminar, Lilac, Gangster Granny, all very solid horses. You'd think I'd be on Jolly Star, but you know what? I'm going for Gangster Granny. Let's see how well this Autumn Glow form goes, because this was the only horse that was able to challenge Autumn Glow last start. Was that a fluke because of the fact that Autumn Glow got held up, or is Gangster Granny a solid horse here? You know, call me crazy for going against Jolly Star, who on paper should blitz this crew, but I'm
5
going with
kilos
Gangster
is
Granny to
good.
try and knock her off.
She's got 5 kilo claim.
Yeah.
Gangster Granny. So, but I'll stick with Jolly Star. I think she gets her best work done first up, and should get it done. So, $2.25 for me for Jolly Star. Good enough. 1,200 meters, race number 8. Woderton's race.
Yeah, the run to the Rose.
Look, I'll give him one more chance. $5 for the win. Wasn't terrible. Can get it done. Let's go. Wasn't the worst.
No. He would have. I don't think he would have beat Raging Force, but he would have.
I spoke about
finished
it.
closer.
I spoke about it last week. It said I'm a big. I don't mind Woderton, and I think he will be a good horse. But you're kidding yourself if you reckon that Tommy Berry lost the race for him. He was never going to catch it.
Yeah. I think he just would have maybe been half a length instead of 1.5.
Yeah.
Look, I get why Raging Force is favourite here. I was on it last start. It beat Woderton last start. But I do think, as I described in that rundown, like it's a pocket rocket. It's an out and out, just like quick out of the gate sprinter. Whereas a lot of these horses are going to get better the further they go. And I think that that's a case here. I think this horse, Raging Force, is, 1,000, 1,100 meters max. I think 1,200 is just a bridge too far for it. Happy to be proven wrong if it comes out and blitzes them again. I'm going with Skyhook. Look, I can see 80% of this field getting up. So that's why I'm looking for value here with Skyhook at $9 to win, $3 to place. Loves the track, tick. Loves the conditions, tick. Won the Rosebud last start, and the second horse in that race, Grand Prairie, won its next start, albeit in very controversial circumstances. I'll leave it at that. But McAvoy, he knows this horse well, should sit on the pace's tail, swing wide late, be strong through the line. I'm with Skyhook here. As we go through to race 9, the 1,300 meter Makvy Stakes, no bet here. I think you know why. It's Autumn Glow's race. She's $1.55. Sit back, relax, take some notes, multi-filler.
Like a Lucy as my next best.
Wow.
Each way play. If you want to go for something else, Autumn Glow for the multi. Autumn Glow wins, but Like a Lucy for a little place bet.
Don't mind Pier as well. Go on Autumn Glow, win Pier, top 4, same race multi, I reckon. And maybe even a same thing with a Like a Lucy.
Awesome. I'll take us to the last, mate. 1,500 meters, benchmark 78 to finish us off. I'm pretty boring here. Captain Fury for me. Waller, Nash combo, $4.80. September run vibes with the silks. Love those silks. Last start came third, but it's got really proven on the wet tracks, so can get it done.
I'm sticking with Anything Go. Shocked he is at this price considering last start. Arguably should have won. Went right past the winner immediately following the line. Similar setup here, similar class field. Will be up on pace. Can definitely manage a place, if not a win. At $12 to win, $3.30 to place. Each way on Anything Goes to finish off the Rosehill card. And mate, this rain just will not stop outside our studio. So I'm starting to lean more towards the soft 6-7 range. I don't think we'll be getting soft 5 on the weekend, that's for sure.
I just got a question in from Ed Davidson. Is nepotism significantly overs, and can Darley / Godolphin win the run to the Rose again?
I mean, Godolphin love this race. I feel like they've won the last 4. So, I mean, tempted, great horse. Great horse. Like, as you'll see, we have make sure to cover it in the quaddie for that reason. But yeah, I mean, nepotism was arguably the best 2-year-old as it won those back end Group 1s. But I mean, you just got to wait and see. In the end, nepotism, I would think, is over the odds, as is most of this field. Like I said, because of the open, wide nature of this field, I could see almost all of them winning. So you can certainly shop around and get a price, that's for sure.
Awesome, mate. We'll move straight into the tip-off now, mate.
Yeah, look, mate.
Flemington race number 8, Makvy Diva Stakes. Obviously, a bit of a different field. Now that Treasure at the moment is out due to illness, I guess you'd say. Via Sistina comes in.
And scares off every other horse by the looks of things.
Yeah, so you've got Brightside, Tom Kitten, who looks to go nicely first up after getting a scratching last start in the Memsey.
Yep.
And Tino at $7. You got Mark Twain, who was there for some prize money, who will be nowhere near this field.
Should be paying 1,000 to 1.
Via Sustina at $1.90 and Eliana at $4. So, look, me personally, I look at this race. Mark Twain, you're out of here, mate. Bright side, I'm going to get rid of as well.
I think it's going to run a noble placing again.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've seen his best. And if he does it, proves me wrong, I'm happy to be proven wrong because he's talented.
We say it every time. Keep coming for us. Like, we're happy to be proven wrong.
Tom Kitten, respected. Unlike him last start to rear up in the gates like that.
Yeah.
Don't know what that was about. But look, I kind of want to see him run before I get on him. And Tino was okay. Probably jumps to a bit of a better distance, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just play a straight bat with Via Sustina.
I'm doing the same, mate.
There's no point this early on. Like in the past, you go for different runners, but it's such a straight bat.
I know that Eliana looked like, she was going to get there, but I think Via Sustina had the talent to know where that line was and hold her off enough. Up another 200 meters, Eliana by all means could just fly past her, and that would be crazy to see. And obviously, we've got a new number 1 seed going through the rest of spring if she flies past her. But I just don't think she is. Everyone says, Eliana up 200 meters off that run now. Oh, she's going to piss him. Via Sustina also gets that much better up 200 more meters. She gets that much better having a dry deck. I think the only thing that's beaten Via Sustina here is if she's somehow blown a gasket going first up on that wrecked track. That is the only thing I can see potentially beating Via Sustina here, unless it's an Eliana getting a narrow victory, unless it's a Mr. Brightside getting a narrow victory. I think if she loses here, it's not by, a margin. I think it's going to be very, very tight.
It's fair enough. Yeah, Via's a straight bat and a long way to go in the tipping comp, and I'm happy to take a nice 2 points.
Yeah. Couple of things to note for those playing at home with the tipping comp. I know it's a 6-horse race. You will still get points out to third. So whatever it's paying for a place, I know there's no third dividend, but for instance, Tom Kitten runs third at $3.75. You will get 3.75 points. Okay. So I will scroll down and I'll see what it was paying for a place, and I'll give you the tab fixed odds for what it was paying to place. Now, also, a couple of people have alerted to us about the Jokers system and it not quite working as well as we would hope, but that's what this is for, okay? It's a new program. There's teething issues. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Riley Oakes. He is the man behind the tech, and he is working hard behind his desk, making sure to fix every little glitch and every little issue. He's pushed out a change. He said that it's working schmicko now, but keep telling us, guys, if there's any issues, let us know, because we can't fix them if we don't know about them. There's teething issues with every new app, every new program. By the end of the spring, it should be running and humming like a V8 engine. But yeah, if you want to play a Joker this weekend, do so with no fear that it's going to break on you. Are you playing a Joker this weekend, mate? No, I'm not as well. Via Sustina for both the mocks in the tip-off. Have you found anything other than that race at Flemington or anywhere around the country for that matter?
Flemington race number 6, you got Stapati running around against a much weaker field, $11, $3 for a place. Race number 7, you've got Revelaire, which I think you'll have as well, yep. $3.10 is looking awesome. And then race number 9, Lazura for me, $2.80. 3 favourites over in Flemington. So 4 favourites going to win in a row.
Yeah, it's going to be skinny Quaddie at Caulfield, that's for sure. Flemington. Race 3, I've got Vinrock, $4. I think it bounces back after that first up failure there. Too good of a horse not to bounce back, I don't think, especially with the fact that it's back at a track that it knows. It's back at a distance that it knows well. 1,400, 1,600 is really where it's going to make its bread and butter, I think. Then we go to race 5, Rise at Dawn, $12 to win, $3.40 to place. Black Booker, that's paid me a lot of money in my time, and I hope that it continues to pay me a lot of money. Race 7, Revelaire, you mentioned. It was close to being my best of the day. It isn't, but I just think it's going to punch its ticket to the Cups in this race here. It's going to prove that it is a very much so top Australian Cups contender, in my opinion. Or, top Australian contenders probably technically Buckaroo or Sir Delius now that they're based, but obviously they came from elsewhere. I mean, as did Revelair come from elsewhere? I think maybe it was a New Zealand horse originally. Who knows? Off the top of my head, but I think Revelair's been here for longer than them. I think it's going to punch its ticket to one of the best local chances. Race 9 Lazura, and then race 10 Chief Little Rock. There's a bit of an each way play there because I have a sickness for internationals first up, as you know. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you're correct in saying that it's going to be favorite in the quaddie there. Speaking of quaddies, I just want to go quickly. We got asked if we could just explain what a quaddie is because a couple of our listeners are not quite sure. So a quaddie is about picking the winners of 4 races in a row. Usually that is the last 4 races in a row. You can take 1 horse in each leg or as many as you want. But the more horses you pick, the more you have to put on to get 100%. The reason is it's your combinations. It's a combination bet. So, for instance, you take 2 in each leg. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which I believe off the top of my head 16. I'm not great at math. We usually go for like a 250 combination quaddie, which means you have to put $250 on to get 100% of it. What do all those percentages mean? All of the money in the country that goes on a quaddie gets put into one big pool, and it's like winning the lotto. $1 million lotto comes out, 2 people win, you get $500K each. Same thing with a quaddie. If there's $1 million in the pool, 100 people win, you'll get, 10 grand. Is that the correct math? But
I wasn't really listening.
If $100 in the quaddie and 100 people win, you'll get $1. That's better math. So yeah, if the favorite wins, the dividend's going to be lower because everyone has them. But if a roughie gets up, it's like, in the lotto, you got a number that not everyone else got. You're going to get a bigger slice of the pool because less people win. So if you don't know what a quaddie is, that's how you do it. And we're about to run it down. Nick, tell us who's in our quaddie.
So yeah, if you go to any of your betting agencies that you go through, usually the exotic markets, you'll find quaddie. And you can have a look on Dabble. You just got to go to race 7 and it should come up at the top with trifecta first 4, and then you can move to quaddie.
Yep.
For our quaddie, Rosehill, race 7, Steffi Mag, Jolly Star, Gangster Granny, and Manal. Do you have those numbers, mate? Or
I'll quickly get those numbers. So read out the horses again.
Steffi Magnetica.
We got 1, 2, 3, and 8. If it's Steffi Mag, Jolly Star, Manal, and Gangster.
Yep. Race 8, you got Nepotism, Woderton, Skyhook, Raging Force, and Tempted.
So that is 1, 5, 6, 9, 10.
And this is an easy one for you, mate. Race number 9, we are going 1 out with Autumn Glow.
That's 5.
And then race 10, that's it for race 9. Race 10, we're going Narbold, Anything Goes, Captain Furai, and Crystal Clear.
That's 2, 5, 6, 11.
And then $50 will get you 62.5%, which sounds good, but at the same time, like we said before, most people are going to have Autumn Glow in the quaddie. So it's going to be a harder one to make a lot of money on. That's why we've gone short, because if it loses, I don't think we'd be making much anyway, kind of thing. But look, we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Best bet around the country. If you had one bet this weekend, who's it going to be and why?
If I'm having one bet around the country, it's Autumn Boy at $2.80 to win in the 6th at Rosehill. I think he is the best 3-year-old in the country and is going to stamp those credentials with a strong win in the Ming Dynasty.
I've got some multi-plays for this weekend, but it's
loves a multi for a best bet.
Am I allowed to?
You can do whatever you want, mate, because it's one bet, whether it's an exotic or a multi or straight out, whatever you want, mate.
All right. I guess I'm going to go for race 7, Jolly Star, number 2 into. You got Jolly Star into Autumn Glow into Via Sustain.
Oh, 3-leg multi is the best bet. What's that going to pay?
Let me have a quick look. I have to get VR in. It's going to be paying all right.
Let's have a look here.
Here we go.
We'll get that up on Dabble straight away.
That is paying about just under $7.
Very nice.
So that's my best bet. Jolly Star into Autumn Glow into Via Sustina.
Lovely.
Best roughie of the day, mate?
I alluded at it earlier. Romeo's Choice at $14. I think it can upset that field. I do have Coguelin on top, but if you're going to get on a value chance in any race at Rosehill, I think it's Romeo's Choice.
Fair enough. I am going to stick with Unreachable, race 2 in the highway, $15, $3.75.
Very nice, mate. Very nice.
Good pod. Good to have you back, mate. Thanks, guys, for listening as always. Have a look at all of our stuff on Dabble. And yeah, I guess we'll just catch you guys next week.
Yep, make sure if you're downloading Dabble, use the code MOXSports to let them know we sent you. Gamble responsibly, set a deposit limit, think what you could be buying instead. And yeah, the spring is starting to really pick up. Like, we are getting some really good horses running around on Saturday. Do they win? Only time will tell. And then, yeah, it's only, it's less than a month. No, it's just over a month till Everest time, baby. And then that is when the real fun begins. You got, Everest Day, Cox Plate Day, Caulfield Cup Day, Melbourne Cup Day, Golden Eagle Day, Derby Day, all within the space of like 3 weeks. It's very exciting.
Awesome.
All
right, lads. All the best. See you guys next week.